So we've been talking a lot about what has been said in the last hour or so, analysing the possible impact of the Army Chief's decision. Let's actually have a listen to it. Algeria's Army Chief, Ahmed Saleh, who's calling for the implementation of Article 102 of the Constitution to remove the president from office for medical reasons.
This has shown the world the level of understanding and level of maturity of Algerians, who keep the good reputation of Algeria amongst the nations of the world. But we need to say that these protests might be used by enemies or other parties inside and outside the country with bad intentions in order to show the country having demonstrations against the regime. But the Algerian people will know quite well about how to abort these conspiracies. We need to work hard with a sense of nationalism in order to put Algeria above all interests and to find a solution to the crisis. And an immediate solution to the crisis within the Constitution. That is the guarantee to have a political, stable situation. In this regard, we need to find a solution to sort out this crisis and to respond to the demands of Algerians within the Constitution and within the sovereignty of the country in order to achieve that consensus and to achieve something that is accepted by all parties.
Bringing in our social media producer, Andrew Chappelle, now to see what's happening online.
Well, there's so many people that are figuring out what exactly this means. Algerians are still digesting this news, looking up Article 102 for one to see how it is applied in this context. We'll put it on screen for you now. It states quite simply that if an illness prevents a leader from governing the country, they must step down. So, should the president still be incapacitated after 45 days, the presidency is declared vacant, and elections are meant to replace him within 90 days. So that means elections should be held in Algeria in 5 months maximum. Now, Algeria and Bouteflika are just two of the words that obviously started trending online. We're seeing a lot of tweets reacting to this particular news in ways that I think help explain the story for those outside the country. Lina Benadala here is a professor of politics who says, for those of you out there wanting an impeachment story, it just happened. Bouteflika potentially ousted here following the application of Article 102. And Farah here quite simply says that the army in this case has thrown Bouteflika under the bus. Many people are saying that the armed forces has decided to protect themselves here and move in the direction of what the protesters wanted. Some reaction from outside of the country. This user in Paris is saying that the last round for Bouteflika, no more for the puppet in French here. Long live the Algerian people. Now, finally, I'll bring you this comment from Michael Horowitz. I thought this was quite helpful. He's a geopolitical analyst who says that we should note that Bouteflika being out doesn't mean that the Algerian regime is out. That's why we always see this sort of cautious optimism whenever these kind of lines come out of Algeria. This is still a major victory for protesters, he says, far bigger than one everyone outside of Algeria appeared to celebrate a few weeks ago. Now, of course, we've seen hundreds of thousands of people protesting in the streets of Algeria and abroad for weeks now, waving flags and reciting chants calling for him to step down. And even when that was announced, that he wouldn't seek a fifth term, extending that 20 years in office, some did celebrate on the streets, but many others expressed skepticism that he or someone around him in his ruling clique would add to that and extend it for a fourth term plus. So we will continue to watch and see how Algerians react to this, and we'll be back with that later.